My name is Ndidi Nwuneli. I'm the co-founder of AACE Foods, an agribusiness based in Sangota, Ogun State, and the founder of LEAP Africa, and also a director of Sahel Capital Partners. I'll start off by describing LEAP Africa. LEAP stands for Leadership, Effectiveness, Accountability, and Professionalism. It's a non-profit organization which is committed to inspiring, empowering, and equipping a new generation of African leaders who are committed, innovative, dynamic, and who are going to take Africa to the next level. LEAP is 10 years old, and we started in 2002, basically working with young people to help them become leaders of today and equipping them with the skills to become change agents in their communities. We've worked in 26 states in Nigeria and reached about 30,000 young people. We also have a business leadership program that's focused on helping entrepreneurs build companies that will outlive them. So we focus on succession, on governance, on ethics, helping Nigerian entrepreneurs really become business leaders and build institutions that will survive generations. And then LEAP has annual Nigerian Youth Leadership Awards. We've written about 8 books on a range of topics which we use in our curriculum. And we're basically growing from strength to strength. AACE Foods is a startup. It's about 3 years old. It's a family business which I co-founded with my husband, Mr. Ndidi Nwuneli. And what AACE does is that it sources fruits, vegetables, herbs, and grains from farmers across Nigeria, and we basically process this produce for the local market. We currently sell spices, a broad range of Nigerian spices, to fast food companies, caterers, and food processing companies, which they use for noodle preparation, for a whole range of products. And then we sell products in retail stores, in Abuja, Lagos, and Enugu. And basically what we're trying to do is displace imports, to show people that Nigerians can feed themselves, that we can source food, high quality food locally, process it for the local market, and make a difference in the lives of not only the farmers, but in the lives of Nigerians. So those are the 2 primary organizations that I'm involved in. So I'm Nigerian. I grew up in Enugu State, but I'm originally from Anambra State, and I left this country when I was 16. I went to school in the United States. I went to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania and Harvard Business School, and I worked for McKinsey, which is a leading consulting firm. And in 2000, I left McKinsey and came back here to start the FATE Foundation with Mr. Fola Adiola. And FATE helps young people start businesses. So that was my first formal entry into the whole entrepreneurship space. And then from FATE, I started my own nonprofit, LEAP Africa. And so that's really my story in a nutshell. And what led me to start all of these entities and started about 5 nonprofits really was the anger with the state of affairs in our country and our continent. Basically looking at where we are today and where we could be. There's a big gap, and that gap is called potential. And the challenge is, how can we realize our potential? And so with each organization, the idea is basically filling a gap that exists and maximizing our potential. Well, I don't think I'm a success by any measure, but I've been very fortunate to have, first of all, a fantastic family. My parents, who are still alive, the Professor Paul and Rina Okonkwo, academics, and they've raised their 5 children to believe in the value of hard work, integrity, and the importance of strong support networks, and the importance of service. And then I've had mentors all through my careers, in school and in the business world. In Nigeria, I have 2 female mentors, Mrs. Stella Okoli, who is the founder and CEO of Emzo Pharmaceuticals, and Chief Mrs. Taiwo, who is the CEO of Shoni Investments. And all along, I've been very fortunate to have people who have taken me under their wing and said, you know what, we're going to help you achieve your highest potential. With both LEAP Africa and AACE Foods, we have a really committed board of directors from the very beginning, credible people who believed in our vision, who have supported us, who have helped us grow that vision. And without them, we wouldn't be anywhere today. Well, I think the biggest challenge that with LEAP Africa, I think the biggest challenge was changing the mindsets of people, the way people think. Helping them really understand that we can change Nigeria for the better. So we had to develop very creative curriculum to teach young people that they could be leaders of today and tomorrow, and that leadership was not a position that somebody thrust on you and that you could be a leader. So that was the biggest challenge, and we overcame that by really developing creative curriculum. You can't teach people how to be leaders. You can give them the skills and tools, and they can be empowered to be leaders and act on it. With AACE Foods, our challenges have been very different. AACE Foods is a manufacturing company in a country that has an epileptic power supply, very bad roads, etc., etc. And so we face the whole range of challenges there. And clearly, one of the huge challenges we face is this issue of human capacity. Finding people who are willing to work hard and who have the same values. Building a dream team has not been as easy as I would have expected. So that's really been one of our biggest challenges. And then changing the mindsets of Nigeria, that made in Nigeria products are just as high quality and just as good as imported products, if not better. So that's been an uphill battle. This proudly Nigerian concept is still very new, and so we're struggling to make people believe that, you know, farmers that grow things here should be supported, and food grown here is healthy, it's affordable, and it's, when you buy made in Nigeria food, you're supporting millions of people. So that's been a challenge as well. I think you know, we're in the University of Life, so every day is still a learning experience, and I think for an entrepreneur, if you don't make mistakes, you probably, you know, take things for granted. I think some of the biggest mistakes I've made have really been hiring decisions. You know, when do you hire the right person and when do you hire the wrong person? And then firing decisions as well. When do you let go of the right person or the wrong person? And I think oftentimes I often wonder, should I have given that person more of a chance to prove themselves, or should I have fired them earlier? So it's a very, very tricky situation. We've had some staff, for example, who have stolen from us with our food company, and that's been very painful. And so I wonder if there were some signs that I missed all along the way. Those are the type of mistakes I would say I've made. But generally, because I've consulted with this board of directors for most of our major business decisions, and I'm a strong Christian, I've been very prayerful. I think God has protected us from some disastrous mistakes, and I'm grateful for that. One thing I know for sure is that starting a manufacturing company is very different from starting a services company in an environment like ours, and that it takes a lot more patient capital. You have to be willing to put in the time and energy, and it takes a little longer. That's one. Number two, do not overestimate the importance of the team that you build. I've said that historically. You might have a good idea, but you can't do everything yourself. So find a good team, empower them to deliver results. And then I'll say number three, the importance of an enabling environment for companies to thrive. I always said it, that we need electricity, good roads, policies, but now being in the real sector more than ever before, I realize how important it is for that enabling environment for businesses to thrive in Nigeria. Well, I would say that when we started LEAP, especially with our youth program, we said that we wanted to create an army of change agents, people who would be all over the country finding problems in their communities and trying to address them. And when I look at somebody like Toyosi Akirele of Rise Networks or Chuksetuka, some of our alumni have done so well. They found projects, they found gaps in their society, and they filled it. And that gives me the greatest joy. There are young people, there's one of our young people in Kaduna State who started an initiative to ensure that when there are accidents, there's blood available, because most of our blood banks, especially blood banks outside Lagos, are empty. And so he basically started blood drives to help people, encourage people to donate blood. And he's in Kaduna. Another person in Kanu created boreholes in their communities. In Anambra State, we've had young people who have started projects to stop erosion. A group in Onitsha basically said, do you know that our truck drivers have never gotten their eyes tested? Some of them need glasses. So they basically did a free eye testing exercise, because we have the highest rates of accidents in Africa, and most of them affect young people. So if we can get our truck drivers to get tested and realize they need glasses and help them acquire the glasses, you can make a difference. Even today, we're going to be seeing a health center that our young people created near their school, because they realized that they didn't have a sick bay. When they're sick, there's no sick bay for them to go to. And so they themselves created it. So there's so many projects, I could go on and on and on, but I'm really proud of all of them, because They found gaps in their communities. They realized that they don't have to wait for the government or their local government chairman to do something. They can do them something by working with each other to make a difference. Well, with LEAP Africa, we've just celebrated our 10th anniversary in November last year, and we realized that we have to actually, instead of reaching thousands of people, we have to reach millions. So we want to become more e-savvy, and that's why it's a perfect thing that we're sitting here with you at the Social Media Week. We're basically trying to convert most of our curriculum to online and electronic curriculum. Also thinking about how we can use cell phones to reach those who ordinarily cannot sit in a classroom. We're starting with our integrity curriculum. We're also thinking about building our own like leadership campus, so that those who can physically gather, who are not on the online platform, can also benefit immensely. And we want to expand beyond Nigeria. We want to reach other West African countries. With AACE Foods, AACE Foods is still a startup, so we want to ramp up retail. We're in about 50 retail stores. We want to get to 1,000 retail stores. We want our spices and our food in every home in Nigeria, and we want all the major fast-moving consumer goods companies to buy our products. Well, for LEAP Africa, clearly we've always had a website from the first day, but beyond the website, we have a Facebook account, we have a Twitter account, we have we did this thing called Niger Junction. I don't know if any of you have watched it. Scenarios for Nigeria in 2025, and those have been on YouTube for the last 5 years. So we've used those media, but we want to ramp it up. Increase it exponentially, so that there are tools that, young people can go online and say, am I ethical? Let me do an online survey and judge myself. And let me do a learning tool and do a class online instead of having to come to LEAP Africa in one of our programs. So that's kind of what I mean by we're moving to a more internet savvy. With AACE Foods, clearly we also have a website, and we communicate with our customers and our suppliers online. We have a Facebook account, but it's not actively used. Hopefully after this interview, everybody will go and like AACE Foods on Facebook. But we definitely want to start using, as we ramp up our retail, we want to be able to communicate with our customers. We're online. You can buy our products on conga.com. So we're selling our products online, which is also a very useful avenue for fast moving. Even LEAP's books are also online on some websites where you can go and purchase them. So we're using it to reduce the cost of doing business, to increase the efficiency of doing business, to correspond more frequently with our customers and our suppliers, Nigeria and abroad. And we're very excited about the levels that the internet and social media can allow us to reach. It's been very exciting. Exciting is the word. There's never a dull moment in being an entrepreneur in Nigeria. Every day you wake up and you say, I don't know what today is going to bring, but you roll up your sleeves and you rely on God, and by the end of the day you realize, my gosh, this has been a great day, or it's been a difficult day, I'm going to try and get better tomorrow. So it's an exciting journey, and I'm excited about what the future holds.